हमारे ये लोग भी दिखाई पड़ रहे होंगे।
Keep it on mute. Only camera.
Remove it for the time being. Remove it and put it in the chair. Remove this. Remove it from here. Oh, what's
May it please your lordship, Honorable President, honorable members of the National Company Law Tribunal, learned senior advocates and members of the bar, officers of the registry, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This full court reference has been convened to mark the demitting of office by the Honorable President of the National Company Law Tribunal. Today is a solemn yet celebratory occasion in the institutional life of this tribunal. We assemble not merely to bid farewell, but to acknowledge with deep respect and gratitude the distinguished tenure of the Honorable President, whose leadership has guided this tribunal with dignity, balance, and steadfast commitment to the rule of law. Born on 14 February 1959 at Panakkam in Vellore district of Tamil Nadu, Honorable Mr. Justice Ramalingam Sudhakar pursued his schooling in Chennai and Madurai, completed his BSc in Life Science from Loyola College, Chennai, and thereafter obtained his law degree from Madras Law College. Enrolled as an advocate in 1983, his lordship practiced for over 2 decades, specializing in customs, central excise, and sales tax laws. His deep grounding in fiscal and commercial jurisprudence laid a strong foundation for his later judicial contributions in corporate and insolvency laws. His lordship was elevated as a judge of the Madras High Court in December 2005. During his tenure there, he also served as chairman of the Heritage Committee and played an instrumental role in restoration initiatives concerning the historic court buildings. Thereafter, his lordship served as a judge of the Jammu and Kashmir High Court and later as acting Chief Justice. In May 2018, he was appointed Chief Justice of the Manipur High Court, serving with distinction until his superannuation in February 21. Apart from his judicial contributions, his lordship has also been deeply committed to the continuing legal education. He conceived and promoted structured training initiatives for young members of the bar under the Generation Next program, reflecting his abiding concern for mentoring the future of the legal profession. On November 1, 2021, His Lordship assumed office as President of the National Company Law Tribunal. Under his stewardship, the tribunal has continued to discharge its mandate across its multiple benches during a crucial phase of evolving corporate and insolvency jurisprudence. His tenure has been marked by administrative clarity, institutional discipline, and emphasis on consistent adjudicatory standards. Today, as His Lordship demits office, the institution places on record its deep appreciation for his leadership, scholarship, and unwavering commitment to strengthening the credibility of this tribunal. On this occasion, we are honored by the presence of all honorable members of the tribunal, learned senior advocates, and esteemed members of the bar who have joined this full court reference as a mark of respect and affection for the Honorable President. With utmost respect, I now request the learned representatives of the bar to kindly address the court. Dr. U.K. Chaudhary, Senior Advocate and President, NCLT Bar Association, please.
My Lord, Justice Ramalingam Sudhakar, the Honorable President and Honorable members of the National Company Law Tribunal, learned members of the bar, senior advocates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with a mix deep of respect, gratitude, and sense of poignant finality that I rise today on behalf of the NCLT Bar Association to mark the demitting of office by Honorable Mr. Justice Ramalingam Sudhakar, our beloved President of the National Company Law Tribunal, from the august office of the Honorable President of the most important tribunal of the country. The occasion is solemn yet celebratory. Solemn because the bench will no longer have the daily privileges of your lordship's presence, and celebratory because your lordship leaves behind a legacy that will continue to guide this tribunal, the bar, and the cause of justice, equity, and fairness. Your lordship's judicial journey stands as a testament to intellectual rigor, institutional integrity, and an unwavering commitment to judicial and constitutional values. From the very first day on the bench, it was evident that your lordships brought not only a sharp legal mind, but also a deep sensitivity to the human dimensions of law and commercial wisdom to resolve company insolvency disputes. The bar has always experienced your lordships as a judge who listened patiently, questioned incisively, and decided fearlessly, but fairly and without favor or ill will to none. What the bar particularly cherishes is your lordship's courtcraft, clarity of thought, courtesy in conduct, and firmness without harshness. Your young members of the bar found encouragement, seniors found respect, and all found a fair hearing with open mind. Your lordships reminded us time and again that justice is not merely about correct outcomes, but also about the manner in which the process is quickly and fairly conducted. Your lordship's judgments, whether in company disputes, insolvency and liquidation law, commercial disputes, or other legal and procedural jurisprudence, reflect a balance between the precedent and principle, between the discipline and compassion. They will continue to be cited not only for what they decide, but for how they reason. Beyond the courtroom, your lordship's contribution to the institution, be it through the judicial administration, mentoring of younger members of the bar, or strengthening procedural efficiency, has enriched this tribunal as a living institution. On behalf of the entire Bar Association, I wish to place on record our heartfelt appreciation for the cooperation, dignity, and mutual respect that your lordships consistently extended to the bar. The relationship between the bench and the bar is the cornerstone of our justice delivery system, and your lordship strengthened that bond in the finest tradition of the tribunal. As your lordship now steps into a new chapter, whether of reflection, public service, academic engagement, or well-earned repose, we do so with the hope that the society and the legal professionals will continue to benefit your lordship's wisdom and experience. May good health, peace, and fulfillment accompany your lordships in the years ahead. With these words, on behalf of the Bar Association and the entire legal fraternity, I bid your lordships a respectful farewell with profound gratitude and highest esteem. Thank you, your lordship.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Shri Satya Smruti Mohanty, Advocate, NCLT Odisha Practitioners Association, to speak on this occasion.
Respected members of the bench, learned seniors, and dear colleagues, good afternoon. On behalf of the NCLT Cuttack Bar, it is my privilege to speak as we bid farewell to Honorable Justice Ramalingam Sudhakar, Honorable President of the National Company Law Tribunal. As President of the NCLT, Justice Sudhakar has led the institution during a challenging and demanding phase for corporate and insolvency adjudication in our country. Through his administrative supervision and judicial wisdom, he has ensured the steady and disciplined functioning of the tribunal across the country, strengthening confidence in the forum among litigants and professionals alike. His tenure reflects not only leadership of the institution, but also a deep respect for the role of the bar and the practitioners, and the compassion for the litigants in the justice delivery system. On behalf of the NCLT Cuttack Bar, we extend our sincere gratitude for his tenure and our warmest wishes for his continued good health and fulfilling years ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Mr. Anurag Kalavatia, Advocate, NCLT Bar Association, Jaipur.
Honorable President, Justice Ramalingam Sudhakar, sir, honorable members of the bench and bar, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to stand before you today to bid farewell to our beloved Honorable Justice Ramalingam Sudhakar, President of the NCLT. As President of NCLT since 1st November 2021, your Lordship has led the tribunal during an important phase in the development of company law and insolvency jurisprudence. The functioning of the institution and the confidence of stakeholders appearing before it stand as indicators of your Lordship's steady and responsible leadership. During your Lordship's stint as President NCLT, your Lordship made capacity building and knowledge sharing a center pillar of institutional strengthening. The first colloquium under your Lordship's leadership was organized in March 2022, and drawing inspiration from that model, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India jointly conducted a major national IBC colloquium in November 2022 with high-level participation and excellent outcomes. Thereafter, regular colloquium has been held with the active involvement of MCA and IBBI. Your Lordship has always maintained that these platforms are among the most effective methods for members of the tribunal to learn, refine, and redefine themselves. Under your Lordship's stewardship, the outcome speaks for themselves. In 2022-23, the recovery under the IBC stood at about 40.3%, more than 4 times the recovery under the DRT regime of about 9.2% in 2022-23. NCLT achieved about a 37% increase in resolutions by plan approvals, rising from around 196 to 269 cases, with the approved amount under resolution plans increasing from roughly 62,000 crores to about 1,32,000 crores. And over the last 7 to 8 years, the NCLT has helped resolve or bring back into the system nearly 16.5 lakh crores of debts across 32,000 cases. For many of us at the bar, appearing before your Lordship has been both instructive and reassuring. Your Lordship's court combined firmness with fairness, and proceedings were conducted with efficiency and respect for counsel. We at Jaipur bench of NCLT also fondly remember your lordship's recent visit to Jaipur bench, wherein your lordships guided us and mentored us. Your lordships, as you demit office, you leave behind an institution strengthened by your stewardship. On behalf of my colleagues at the bar and in my personal capacity, I convey our sincere appreciation and deep gratitude for your service and wish your lordships continued health and fulfillment in the years ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Senior Advocate Philip Matthew, President, NCLT Kochi Bar Association, to speak on this occasion.
My Lord Justice Ramalingam Sudhakar, respected judicial and technical members of various NCLT benches and the learned members of the bar. I, on behalf of the NCLT Kochi Bar Association, as its president, takes this opportunity to bid adieu to my Lord Justice Ramalingam Sudhakar on the day of your Lordship's retirement from the post of the President NCLT. It has been a learning experience for the members of the bar to appear and argue before your Lordship, and your Lordship always encourage the members of the bar, especially the junior members of the bar, when they appear with the good preparation of their case before your Lordship. I had the fortune to appear before your Lordship in a class action suit at Principal Bench NCLT New Delhi and a Section 130 company petition for reopening of the accounts before the special bench constituted at Kochi. When I started my arguments before your Lordship, I realized that your Lordship had already got a better grasp of facts and law than what I have prepared in that case. Though I lost the case, I never felt hurt or wounded. On the contrary, my appreciation of your Lordship only increased. I take this opportunity to wish your Lordship all the best in the days and years ahead. And I am sure that it will not be a retired life for your Lordship. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Shri Uday Chandani, President, NCLT Bar Association, Allahabad.
We are gathered here today with a profound sense of gratitude and a touch of melancholy to bid farewell to a legal luminary who has steered the National Company Law Tribunal through some of its most transformative years. The hybrid system was implemented, executed in the number one position under your leadership, vision, and it has attained the number one position in all the judicial tribunals till today. Secondly, as a master class in versatility, before your elevation, you have rendered service in different streams, in different manners. And the most important thing, Lordship, was while rendering services in Tamil Nadu Judicial Forum, has started a course for young lawyers from 0 to 10 years of practice and created an atmosphere for which young lawyers were promoted and were granted good benefit in their legal fraternity. And now, while retiring in the second innings, as per the name Lordship faces, the name of Lord Shiva, I would like to give my gratitude in behalf of the entire Bar Association that Lordship will in the second innings will create a new atmosphere, a new journey and a new facet in life. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I invite Shri Amit Saxena, Senior Advocate and Additional Advocate General Uttar Pradesh, to speak on this occasion.
I must confess, Honorable Justice Ramalingam Sudhakar, learned senior members, honorable members of the NCLT, my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, that I had prepared a speech, but then most of it, because I'm about at number 5 or 6, so everything has already been told about Justice Sudhakar's achievements in life, his graduation, his journey in the legal field, his elevation, then Honorable the Chief Justice's office, and as President of the NCLT. I will just make it very short and simple. The feelings are reflected more in words which come from heart. We have experienced a new era under the leadership of Justice Sudhakar, in the sense that the ease of doing business, as they call, here in NCLT has reached a new pinnacle. The efficiency in which the proceedings are taking place now was never witnessed before. And as my predecessor, Mr. Chandani, just pointed out, that this tribunal has achieved a ranking of #1, but that is not important. Numbers are reflective only of numbers amongst competitors. What we find here, that it's a completely different level that we have reached at NCLT. And I must thank the Honorable President for his untiring efforts, his commitment, and I do not know how does he find the time to deal with the administrative duties, his judicial duties, and this bar at Allahabad wishes him a very, very successful life ahead as he turns a new chapter in his journey in life. Our good wishes, our admiration for him will accompany him forever. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Shri Manish Jain, Senior Advocate, NCLT Chandigarh Bench, to speak on this occasion.
Colleagues, it is my privilege to address this gathering on this occasion on behalf of the bar at Chandigarh. The Honorable President retires today after a glittering career where, apart from rendering stellar judgments, he has guided the NCLT's pan-India to greater glory. He has always worked for the betterment of this institution and upheld the spirit of good governance and strengthened the foundations on which the Act and the Code has been built. Based on the system set in place by the learned President, disposal of cases is on the upswing, and there is an earnest attempt to adhere to the timelines prescribed under the Code. He has interacted with various peers in all parts of the globe in order to ensure responsible participation in the IBC ecosystem. Various colloquiums organized under his stewardship, both at the domestic and international level, have ensured that justice dispensation and litigation gets focused into a uniform adjudicating process so as to advance the cause of resolution. The bar and bench at Chandigarh is particularly grateful for his leadership and support during the tough times we faced in July and August last year, and it was thanks to his efforts that we weathered the storm. We wish you all the best, sir, for your future endeavors. In conclusion, I will only say that judges like our president do not retire, they re-attire.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I invite Mr. A. Murali, President, NCLT Bar Practitioners Association, Bengaluru, to speak on this occasion.
Honorable Justice Sudhakar Ramalingam, President of the NCLT, senior members of the bar, members of the other benches of the NCLT, my colleagues and from Bangalore. On behalf of the NCLT Bar Association of Bangalore, in the first instance, I extend a very happy post-retirement life, Your Lordship. To be honest, I didn't prepare a speech because I was last in the list. I knew whatever one has to say would have been said by all the other members. So I echo all those sentiments. But what we found very gratifying is your fine balance, on the one hand, dispensing justice and rendering your duties as the administrative head of the organization. Of course, sitting in Bangalore, we didn't have many an opportunity to appear before you in courts. But whenever you did hold court, when there were urgent matters to be taken, the first thing we enjoyed was the wit and humor you brought about in the proceedings without at the same time deviating from the job on hand. And apart from that, the numerous times you have given us time when we met as a bar to resolve our problems. And you went beyond your call of duty, not only hearing us, but giving us practical advice, some tips, directions, which we hope we can pick on your brain even post your uh, call now. So, sir, one long-standing demand was for an additional bench at Bangalore, which you quickly and very quietly inaugurated it. So the cold shell is there. I wish we had a functioning bench before you demitted office, but be that as it may, I'm sure with your wish, it'll soon come true. All I have to say is, in your next innings, I hope you have the same sense of fulfillment as you, I'm sure, would have had now. And on behalf of the members of the bar of Bangalore practitioners of National Company Law Tribunal, I wish you a very, very healthy, fulfilling days post your demitting office as the president of the NCLT. Thank you, Lordship.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Please come forward.
I request honorable members of the bar to please come and sit in the first row. I now invite Mr. Vijayesh Atre, President NCLT Bar Association Indore, to speak on this occasion.
President, sir, Shri Justice Ramalingam Sudhakar Sahab, other honorable members of NCLT benches, my learned senior friends and my learned advocate friends. Today we have gathered with a sense of profound gratitude to bid farewell to the Honorable President, sir. As your Lordship demits office today, your Lordship's illustrious journey from enrollment in 1983 and a distinguished tenure at the Madras High Court to leaders.
Speaking is not, we are turning the camera. Manage speaker.
And subsequently as President of NCLT has been marked by judicial brilliance. Your Lordship's vision also transformed the very walls that house justice. Drawing from experience as chairman of the Building and Heritage Committees at the Madras High Court, your Lordship championed the modernization and infrastructural development of tribunals across India. Furthermore, the initiative redefining legal practice for advocates Generation Next stands as a testament of your Lordship's commitment to mentoring young lawyers from rural background. This same initiative and vigor was brought to the NCLT by your Lordships. Your Lordship recognized that in insolvency, time is the essence. Under your Lordship's presidency, we witnessed a marked acceleration in the resolution process, with approved resolution plans rising significantly. While your Lordship's impact has been national, the legal fraternity of Madhya Pradesh owes a specific and deep debt of gratitude. For years, Madhya Pradesh aspired for stability for a full-time bench. It was under your Lordship's decisive leadership that Madhya Pradesh finally realized the dream of well-functioning full-time bench. For this, the state of Madhya Pradesh remains eternally grateful for support and appreciative of Lordship's farsightedness. On a more personal note, the members of the bar at NCLT Indore bench have always felt a unique comfort in your Lordship's presence. Whenever we approach your Lordship with a grievance, Lordship was never too busy to listen. Lordship acted upon our concerns with kindness and gave due regard to the difficulties faced by the bar and kept his words of giving us a very active and efficient team of the members. for which we are grateful to you, sir. Your Lordship leaves behind a tribunal that is more robust, more responsive, and more efficacious than you found it. As your Lordship steps into the new chapter of life, we all wish him good health, peace, and fulfillment. You may be retiring from the chair, but your Lordship's legacy will continue to resonate in these halls and especially in the hearts of the members of Indore Bar. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
We have requested someone to present my lords with a bouquet of our love and affection. Kindly accept it, my lords. Thank you very much.
Coming from Madhya Pradesh.
We are grateful to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I now request representative of the NCLT Bar Association, Chennai, to speak on this occasion.
CIBBA Chennai has been unavoidably held up. He's requested me to make this presentation. Since it's a very pleasant task, I readily agreed to do so because my association with Justice Sudhakar spans several decades. Being from Chennai, I knew him as an advocate of the Madras Bar, then as a judge of the Madras High Court, and now, of course, as president of the NCLT. Justice Sudhakar had the benefit of the tutelage of two great persons. The first being his father, Justice S.T. Ramalingam, who had an incredible sense of humor and a robust common sense approach to litigation, both of which Justice Sudhakar has inherited and we have benefited from, because his hearings have never been dull. It's been very light-hearted. At the same time, he's come to conclusions and justice has been rendered very effectively. The second person who cast a great impression on him was his late senior, Mr. Habibullah Basha, one of the leading members of the Madras Bar and a former public prosecutor. He has had the benefit of the wisdom of both of them, and that's helped him throughout. One aspect which I need to bring out is his being a member of the Heritage Committee of the Madras High Court. Those who have seen the Madras High Court building will be aware that it's one of the most beautiful High Court buildings in the country. Now, the task of maintaining such a big building while keeping its heritage values was a humongous task, and Justice Sudhakar took upon it for several years, I think for at least 5 years, and made sure that the building remains as it was intended to be, and it still continues. People who are there in the Heritage Committee only continue his task in this regard. One other aspect which I need to bring out, which again is Chennai related, is the fact that just before demitting office, he has inaugurated a new NCLT court building. The court building was a work of huge magnitude. In fact, every single aspect of it, every single detail of it has been his handiwork. He's engaged with architects, contractors, the CPWD, etc., to make sure that a fabulous court hall is put up in Chennai, and we are all going to benefit from that. Thank you, sir, for this. And I must say that, sir, insofar as your tenure in the NCLT has been concerned, your tenure has been a masterclass in impartiality, integrity, and intellect. We have all benefited from it, especially in this age of complicated legal decisions and commercial disputes. Your judgments and the way you approach cases stands far out and is of great benefit and precedent value to all of us. I wish you, sir, a very happy, joyful retirement, and I hope that you will make yourself available for arbitrations so that we can benefit from your presence hereafter. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I thank all the learned members of the bar for their addresses. I now request Honorable President NCLT to address the gathering. May it please the Honorable President NCLT.
Is this audible? I hope all benches can hear that. Good evening to all of you. First of all, my best wishes to the legal fraternity for a wonderful future. Let me first thank the members of the bar, Dr. U.K. Chowdhury, the president of NCLT Bar Association, the president or members of Cuttack NCLT, Jaipur NCLT, Kochi NCLT, Allahabad NCLT, Chandigarh NCLT, Bengaluru NCLT, Indore NCLT, Chennai, and also the Additional Advocate General of Uttar Pradesh, who was there to speak. From your heart, you have said so many things of good words, which is always said during a retirement of a judge. But I also felt it is from your heart and with sincerity. So I would not say anything more because the purity and affection, love, and what you said, it stands still in my head and is ringing in every hall where you spoke. So I should not meddle with that. I accept whatever you have said with great humility and humbleness at my command as a decision rendered by the bar on a judge on his demitting office. I thank you all once again immensely, profusely for those kind and lovely words. Thank you very much. Now, let's come to some basic things about our judicial process. I request the registrar to hand over the copy of NCLT performance under IBC impact of Indian economy 4 years. You can give, please hand it over to Honorable Registrar. You have to give. No. One to Mr. Nagesh.
Thank you.
Give it to one to Mr. Fernandez. So, this booklet which we are releasing today is a summary of the great contribution given by what is called a new word which I learned, stakeholders. Now, let me just understand. When you go to a high court or a civil suit court, you only see a plaintiff or a defendant. In a criminal case, an accused, the prosecutor. In any other case, a tribunal or an appeal, it is an appellant and the respondent. But only in NCLT, you will find the word stakeholder. What a stakeholder means, besides the litigants, there are many people in the fray who would have want to say something about the list which is going before NCLT. Therefore, adjudication by NCLT is not between two people, but it is between a multipolar discipline of people coming from banks, the debtors, the IPs, chartered accountants. Then we have the operational creditors, innumerous in number. Then we have the apex of wonderful lawyers who test the law, which has now been put into force in 2016. So this is something very unique of IBC and company law, because this stakeholder does not happen in all other jurisprudence the way it is happening in NCLT. Now, having said that, we now go to, there's a little PowerPoint which I wanted to show, because every student has to come to the examination and show what he has performed, right? So I thought it is best that we should give a performance review for not only the stakeholders, but for the entire country, to the corporate system, as to what NCLT has done. I will give you the other version which we have heard, but let us see the positive version. Now, the first is the disposal percentage overall is NCLT during my tenure from 2021, it has gradually increased to 48% of the last company and IBC cases. This is a general concept. Now, till December, it is 31. And of course, all of you know the reason from September, what is the problem. I don't have to say. The next slide. IBC. After insolvency law came into force, though company courts was to be formed at 62 plus 1 members, IBC stole a march over company cases, and therefore company cases went into once a week after I joined. Otherwise, it was never a week.
Yes.
So even otherwise, there is a lot of impact on IBC because there are too many people involved in that. So therefore, importance was given. Now we see from 2021, 2024, the gradual rise is up to 59% disposal percentage. And of course, in April, this will be a little higher in March. Please go to the next slide. The next slide is disposal percentage of section 7, 9, and 10, which is in IBC. There again, the blue is section 7. It has been consistently going from 52 to 61 to 76 to 74. So the growth chart is always on the higher trajectory. Similarly is the case of section 9. Now we go to the next slide. Yes. What is NCLT performance impact on the economy? We received up to 31/12/2025, 54,827 cases. This is what we got. This is what came to our bucket. And we have disposed of 47,898 cases. That is 87% of the cases been disposed of. Now, last financial year, 10,000 cases had come. In the month of March, if you see at the bottom, 300 cases were resolved and 20,000 crores was resolved in that 1 month. So which means it's like spring season, right? So there is a cold winter, then we have a February, and then you have a spring in March. We really sprung out of our limbo, and the result is 300 cases in 1 month and 20,000 crores. Can you go to the next slide, please? This is a very, very important slide, which many people thought I'm going to pull a magic out of, a black ball for some reason. But actually, it is very, very good performance. When I took over somewhere in November 21, and from that period, you just see the first column is total cases resolved up to 31/3/21. That is from beginning of NCLT to 31st March was 8,20,000 crores. So the 8,20,000 crores is divided into 3 aspects. One is resolved prior to admission, resolved through settlement, resolved through resolution plan. Now, in 4 years, what has happened? That's where you people come, where the lawyers come, the RPs come, the chartered accountants, the litigants come. So, by your cooperation and the benefit which you get out of the immense cooperation from the members of my tribunal, my brothers and sisters, we have reached by 140% in 4 years. That is from 8 lakhs 20 crores, we have reached up to 19 lakhs 75 crores. Similarly, in all the 3 categories, if you see the cases resolved prior to admission, it is 144% increase. For cases resolved through settlement after admission is 857%. In cases resolved through resolution plan is 109%. Can anybody give a result like this? Any other place where you can find a result like this? Please, this is the time for people to ponder whether this 4 years has shown something dramatic, which is visible and based on data. Now we come to the next. Impact on economy. 17,305 companies have been resolved prior to admission and 364 plans before 2021. That is from 16 to 21. Now see the jump. From 21 to 26, the last 4 years, it is 32,000 cases, companies resolved, 1,501 plans approved. The increase is strength is 85% of companies got resolved. 312 numbers of percentage of plans have been approved in the last 4 years. And that comes because of hard work, persuasion, and also prodding by the bench to do it faster. So the credit does not go to NCLT. It goes to everybody. That's what I'm trying to say. It is a win-win situation where all of you contributed, and this 312% increase in resolution plans in last 4 years is your absolute unqualified cooperation to NCLT. You have to be proud of it. Next slide, please. .75% of the plans approved in the last year, 4 years. Then year on year, the number of resolution plans have been adding. The total is 1501. That is also there. The total overall performance from 17 is 4,52,000 crores has been brought back to the economy by resolution plan. On the right side of that, you have the number of plans approved, the total in graph form. You have the number as well as the graph. Now the next concept which needs to be understood from what cooperation the stakeholders gave is the next slide. All of you know that banks, who are the financial creditors, use various methods to ensure that there is a recovery and some sort of recycling of the financial debts. As a lawyers, many of you would have participated in Lok Adalats. Many of you would have appeared in DRT and surface the act either this side or the petitioner on the respondent side. And now we are seeing the IBC. Please see the report. Lok Adalats, the number of cases which go to that is 1 crore 37 lakhs. Amount involved is 188 lakhs, 1,88,000. The recovery is only 2%. Similarly, DRT, 56,000 cases go to DRT. 4 lakhs amount is involved. 39,000 crores is recovered, and 9.9% is the recovery. This is for the year, if I'm correct, it is for 22-23. But even surface was only 27%, and the number of cases, this is more important. 1,87,340 cases in surface gives 27%. Whereas when you people participate in 1,262 cases, you give a recovery of 39%. That means you put one small coin and you get a jambori. The result is manifold. So that's what I'm trying to say. Even if you see the chart, the contribution from IBC, which coming out of least number of cases, is high in volume. Next chart, please. Similarly, you see for 23-24, it is 28%. Then 24-25, it is 36%. Next chart is 20-24, 24 and 25. All these years consistently with the least number of cases. You see the number of cases, 732 cases, 36%. 2,15,000 cases in surface sea. You have to understand one more concept. If you have 2,15,000 cases, 2,31,000 cases before a court, how many times a lawyer appears? How many times litigant goes to the court? how much money is wasted by a litigant to go to that court, what is the infrastructure cost, how many judges are being utilized for hearing this case before DRT or under the Surface Act, and what is the equivalent result. Now, I'm proud to say, in our ecosystem, with the least number of cases, minimum of maybe 300, 500, 400 also days, we are getting a better output than you see from any other jurisdiction of the same kind. That is called cost-benefit ratio. If you have been in economics, cost-benefit ratio. If you put 100 rupees in NCLT, you'll still get nearly 98%. If you put in other jurisdiction, it's up to you to decide. Next slide, please. Then there is a recovery in these cases which is happening. Of course, this chart, I think we can go to the next chart because the source is from RBI and IBBI. Out of the total debt, the NPA by scheduled commercial banks, you go to that? Is that correct? Yes. See, scheduled commercial banks, the percentage of recovery out of the total debt is 52,000 crore, 52% comes from IBC, 31% comes from Surface, and 11% comes from DRT, and 4.56 from Lok Adalat, which means today they know that IBC and NCLT is the best form of recycling the debt capital. There is no second thought about that, and it is proved to be correct. Now I come to the next very important aspect of that. Now, besides various stakeholders like home buyers coming and getting some relief, the chartered accountants, IPs, everybody gets something out of this system. But there is one important factor of IBC which is changed from creditor, the debtor in control to creditor in control. See the effect of that. The profits of public sector banks just started shooting like a star in the last 4 or 5, 7 years, and more important from 2020 to 2025, it is gone exponentially. You see that it is in several 1,04,000 crores, 1,41,000 crores, 1,78,000 crores. So their numbers are leaped far and beyond. The graph itself is there. You can see it's just shooting like that. The gross NPA fell from 10.3 in 2020 to 2.6 in 2025. The NPA ratio fell from 3.7 to 0.04, which means the banks are now sitting very happy. Everything has been recycled and they are now fresh and flush with money for whatever it has come from NCLT ecosystem or IBC ecosystem. Similarly, the next chart is for scheduled commercial banks. Here also, the chart shows the net gross and net ratio has come from 8.2 to 2.1 and 2.8 to 0.5. When the NPA comes down, the profit again shoots. They also get like in from 23, 24, 25, it is jumping from 2,63 crores to 3,49,000 crores to 4,01,000 crores. It is something unbelievable in their business because even prior to COVID, they were having a great difficulty in managing these stressed assets. Now, one other aspect, next chart please, is the comparative analysis of NCLT and BIFR. All of you would have seen the BIFR codes. When I joined, there was one big bundle of things lying in the block number 12. And I've also appeared in BIFR and I decided cases in BIFR in full bench. All I realized was it was meant to keep the status quo for as much number of years as possible. Hardly there was any resolution. And this chart clearly shows that the drastic reduction in resolution timelines as against BIFR to NCLT, cleanup effect of NCLT, because till BIFR there was no case, hardly minuscule was cleared. our performance, as I said earlier, is beyond measure. Then comes the next chart is the, as against BAFR, there is a withdrawal in IBC, which makes it very volatile and very dynamic ecosystem. Resolutions increase in NCLT to 1,501, which I said before, which is, there was nothing before BAFR. Then we go to the next analysis. SP Global has now has held that India's insolvency regime ranks improved from Group C to Group B in December 2025. I think all of you know that this is one of the best ratings in the world. So recovery rates improved from 15 to 20% to 30%, reduced from 6 to 8 years to 2 years. This is based on judicial reinforcement of creditors' rights, contributed to greater predictability and discipline. Then CRISIL rating, of course, it is already there, which has been published in July 2025. Please skip that this thing. The next important thing which came to our knowledge, that there was a lot of criticism about NCLT. That first was on the haircut, and then of course gaming and so many other aspects of IBC. But thanks to involvement of my dear members who are there, I asked them to start collecting data on what is our performance. This I started even in 2022, but we were not able to gather much material. But finally, before I could demit office, we were able to place so many variety of material to show that this NCLT IBC ecosystem is one of the best which could have been conceived by the parliament and to the government. The credit goes to them. See the IIM Bangalore study now. The IBC is prompting borrowers towards stipulated loan repayment schedule, significant reduction in loan accounts deemed overdue, increased yearly proportion of transition of loan accounts from overdue to category to normal category, average number of days staying overdue category to normal category has been reduced from 344 to 30 days. Please understand, it's simple like this. I told you this example somewhere recently. Suppose you give your credit card to your spouse and they have spent it in some fancy shops. The credit card guy who sends a mail, you are overdue. At the moment you overdue, the message comes to the husband. So he looks at it with great surprise. 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs. So if you don't pay interest, penal interest starts going on that. So there you start to pay up and reduce your credit debt liability. This is exactly what is happening in the IBC ecosystem. What is happening is the moment NESL, some creditor puts a flag, red flag, that the debt is overdue, now under this IBC ecosystem, immediately they reduce it from overdue to normal category within 30 days. So this, we say, is corporate discipline brought in by IBC thanks to effective adjudication by NCLT. Then next slide, Ahmedabad study of IMM. I have to thank the chairperson of IBBI, Sri Ravi Mittal, to have encouraged this sort of study to come with some beautiful, results. For example, in Ahmedabad study, 76% increase in average sales. That is, after the plan is approved, a resolved corporate debtor gets 76% increase in average sales. Improved EBITDA and net margins, 50% increase in average total sales, 130% increase in capex, convergence in profitability ratio with benchmark averages, overall increase aggregate market valuation by 3 times. So which means it is not just a joke that somebody is taking over a plant, but there's something really happening to it. It's not a sham. Improved liquidity by 80%, 50% increase in average employees' expenses resolved firms, which means there's an uptake of labor and employment. When I said stakeholders, you just imagine this. The stakeholders prior to CRP initiation, there are stakeholders post CRP initiation. Everybody gets this benefit if it is resolved in this method. So that is the benefit of this IBC ecosystem. Go to the next slide, please. IBC established a unified framework for resolving corporate distress in India. This is the economic survey. I don't have to repeat again. Over 9 years, IBC has contributed to improve credit discipline. That's the most important thing which I said. Recovery rate through IBC has improved 28% to 36.6%. Over time, resolution to liquidation ratio has improved from 20% to 91%. These are all data which we get from all public domain. Here I pass to state, all during my 4 years tenure, I found only in public media representation, they have taken 1 or 2 stray cases and have blown it up in a big way as something is wrong in the entire IBC ecosystem or the NCLT. Let me just ask, the persons who are commenting on the performance of IBC or the timeline or the delays and things like that, if you go through this chart, performance chart, I am saying there are 1,000, not only the 39,000 corporates, behind the corporate are the directors, the promoters, the labor, the financial financial companies, all of them form this ecosystem. Can you say that these people are disgruntled people? How can you make a comment that this is something wrong with IBC or NCLT? If so many people have benefited and they are keeping quiet, this is a problem. The silence of the good is enabling people with wrong notions to make unwanted comments. That should stop. Why I gave this performance was, if this many number of people are happy about IBC, what is your problem? I'm asking, what is your problem? Why are you writing all sorts of things which is not documented or based on data? To dispel this, I wanted this to be released. And people should understand that unless there is a cooperation from all stakeholders, and more importantly, members of the bar, the RPs, IPs, valuers, the home buyers, only then this can become a reality. And thanks to all of you, it has become a reality. Now, when I leave it, I give this as a mark sheet so that everybody can keep turning this to say what better performance can we do. In fact, I should thank Justice M.M. Kumar, the former president. The reason is this: every person who takes charge at the helm of the affairs of a tribunal or a court should leave a mark so that the next person can come and improvise on that and improve on that. And Justice Kumar has taken great steps to maintain the dignity of this tribunal, and he kept it going even during the hard and testing times of COVID. So we should appreciate such endeavor from the past. So many members who have given their sweat and toil to keep NCLT going during those difficult times. And it is their contribution that has made this wonderful institution grow from strength to strength as we now see today. I also thank my dear members, brothers and sisters, who are assembled here and also are appearing through VC, for their unstinted cooperation and being with me as a family and encouraging the development of this law by participating in the colloquium. Let me add one very interesting concept. Everybody knows that once in a while you have a joint meeting where you have a colloquium, you assemble, have some speech, then have a dinner or lunch and then go home. Our colloquium is not a sham. Our colloquium is a brainstorming session. It is totally different from all other colloquiums. I say it with pride, because every member is a speaker, every member is a thinker, every member is a presenter, and there is a moderator. There are people who question the speakers. So you have to be on your toes. You just can't come around and, state something and go away. So therefore, that concept created a sense of belonging and also the upgradation of their knowledge to become very wiser and also be committed to this institution. So that is one great thing. And all of them have been part of this, all my members, they have been part of this colloquium year on year, month, every quarterly. And thanks to, again, IBBA chairperson, who has always been driving us to say to hold a colloquium, because with every colloquium, we found more proper resolution and speed and efficacy. So it's win-win situation. That's what I'm trying to say. So in the result, we got the benefit which we have achieved. Now, I also happened to send these greetings in the new year. Dr. T.V. Somnathan is the Cabinet Secretary, Government of India, has this to say. I'm happy to receive your letter 4th February 2026, enclosing NCLT's annual report for recent years. Insolvency and bankruptcy court plays an important role in optimizing use of scarce economic asset, and I'm sure NCLT and your leadership will continue the excellent work done so far. This is what is required. When we perform, the government also is happy. That's my point. I thank all my honorable members, the registrar of NCLT, for his great, not only this present registrar who was there, my previous registrar, Naveen Kaishap, Mr. Bhairava, my secretary, Anupam Lahiri, and all officers of NCLT, joint registrars of different benches who have been cooperating with me in discharge of my duties. In fact, I should also thank, there are 22 stars who came from CLB and they were holding this NCLT with many of them as contractual employees. Contractual people came and went. It was an open door. So these 22 people, one by one, got knocked off. The last one, I think, remember, was Madam Nirmala Vincent, who got knocked off after completing a tenure. So these people held the court. So I thank the former court master, Madam Nirmala Vincent, Madam Vidya Shastri, my PS, who's there, then Poonam Bansal, who is not retired, Anil Kumar, Ompal, Bagambar, Mohan Kumar, Singh, Virender Kumar, Satpal, Jikesh Kumar, Hiralal, Madan Mandal, Sibulal Majbudar, Vipram Daskar, Ram Parvesh Sharma, S.R. Matwankar, Haladar, Shanmugapriya, Manivandan, and Mahadevan. These people, they held a fort, and I'm thankful to them also for their great cooperation. I also thank the press and media for, capturing certain good things and also many bad things about working of NCLT. But nevertheless, criticism was always welcome. In fact, I would say one thing. When some of them threw some, articles stating something which was not in good taste, I would say that. So I got a little perturbed. But I asked some of my members whether we have to do something about it. They are Brother Avinash, Brother Ellen Gupta. So all of them, they immediately responded by saying that, yes, we have some data, let us start looking at our performance. That is how we started gathering all this thing. Many of our members who have been with me for setting up this hybrid system, even during Diwali holidays at 9 o'clock on Diwali night, we were on video conferencing, trying to finalize how to get the best system for you. On a Diwali night, normally judges, if you ask them, we will say, no, that nobody even dares to call a judge on a holiday. But my members worked, whether it is sunshine, day, night, holiday, they were always ready and willing to contribute without demur, happily. That is something I cherished in NCLT. I would say it is a very good, happy family. There may be discards you would have seen in courts. There may be some difference of opinion. That is always there in every family. So it has to be there. But overall, all of them with sincerity gave their contribution. And that is how the system started becoming effectively performing its adjudicatory process. Though there is a lot of difficulty as far as Delhi is concerned for infrastructure. I feel very bad for that. I couldn't achieve what I got it in Chennai. I could not get it here in Delhi. But nevertheless, I hope the next president will put some effort. Maybe it is for him to take the cost, because I can't be doing everything for myself. No, I have to leave something for the next. I hope with that good wish that you will get a better institution for you to have a very meaningful adjudicative process. I also thank young members of the bar. Maybe sometimes I used little harsh words, and I have only one problem. Passions for, I told in the morning, that every case is like a book. So everybody has to contribute. And if you don't write it well, there will be a lot of mistakes in the grammar and the book will be thrown out. So I don't want that. And if you are going to contribute, you should give the best from your side. Prepare well and argue. That's the only request I was. But I get impatient when you don't prepare well. That means you are not doing your conscious duty, which you are supposed to do. That's the only thing. There's nothing, no personal animosity to anybody or anybody. So please don't take it to heart. Anything I missed? I think you are now broad. Thank you very much. So, shall please sit down. No. Brother, please sit down, sir. Let him conclude.
Thank you, everyone. On behalf of the tribunal and the registry, I respectfully express our gratitude to all the honorable members, learned representatives of the bar, senior advocates, and distinguished guests for their gracious presence. Thank you, everyone. Jai Hind.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So we'll be the team.